Hey, what's up? This is Joe. This video is going to take you on part 3 of the long journey to Sturgis. After replacing my cam chain tensioner in Calamus, Iowa, I continued heading west towards Sturgis. With daytime temperatures pushing upwards of 100 degrees, I took advantage of the cool evening weather to lay down some miles. Alright, so awesomely it seems like that cam chain tensioner has solved the problem. I hear there's a pretty cheap state park up the road a little ways. Just got some groceries at the grocery store and gonna head over there and make some kind of a camp for the night. It was kind of a kick in the balls to find out that the reservations for this place have been done by this private entity that just charges outrageous fees for the night. So instead of the $14 that it used to be, it's now $21. When I found out about that, I seriously considered hightailing it right the hell out of here and looking for something else. But I'm already here. I've been working on my bike all day. I'm tired. You know, it's a beautiful spot. All right, it's about 6 a.m. I'm getting ready to pack up this operation and keep heading west towards Sturgis. This is gonna suck because we got like temperatures in the high 90s to in the hundreds. So yeah, I'm just gonna start waking up really early and try to put down a lot of miles, figure out a nice kind of shady, cool spot to stay during the hot part of the day. So anyway, should be fun. It's about as close to raining as you can possibly get without raining. Everything's soaking wet. I knew this was gonna suck when I got here about 7 o'clock and the grass was wet. Got that big lake over there and it was hot as hell, so you got all that evaporation and then condensation. After it starts to cool off, the water's gonna go somewhere, so. I took advantage of the first few rays of sunlight to dry out my gear, then continued heading west across the state of Iowa. All right, I'm in Sioux City, Iowa now, heading towards some wildlife management place about 45 minutes away. It's been a long day, man, getting my head whipped by the wind, which has been coming in sort of from, well, that way. I've already done close to 250 miles, I guess, today. You know, pretty long day on my bike, but somebody's alarm just went off. But anyway, back on the road. I just realized when I stopped, it's pretty damn hot out here, so I haven't eaten anything today. It's already 2 o'clock. I just got a rotisserie chicken from this grocery store and some water and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm gonna go check out that wildlife management area. Been sitting here for the last several hours trying to stay cool and get some work done on my computer. As far as I know, it's okay to camp here. I don't see any signs saying otherwise, but nevertheless, I'm gonna kind of wait a little bit until the sun goes down a little bit more before I go ahead and set up. Anyway, this is kind of an interesting spot. Here you got the mighty Missouri River, the very same place that Lewis and Clark once traveled upstream towards an unknown fate. Where we stand now, we're on Nebraska soil, and right across that big bridge over there is South Dakota, and just downstream a bit over that way is the state of Iowa, where we just were. I just parked my bike right there as opposed to like kind of in the driveway or next to one of these cars or something. I am not crazy about getting run over in the middle of the night. Cool little boat ramp they got going down to the Missouri. I asked an old boy who came out here if it was all right to swim. He tells me the current's pretty strong, so it might be ill-advised. The heat's been hovering around 98. If you kind of use your imagination when you look out here, you can almost kind of imagine Lewis and Clark, you know, trudging their way upstream with their keel boat. And I think at this point in the journey, they had a string of canoes kind of carrying supplies and things like that. I got my other half of a rotisserie chicken up in that tree, and it's about getting chicken time around here, honestly. I hope it cools off a little bit more. Otherwise, the next couple days are supposed to be just absolutely brutal. So I'm kind of debating because I need to finish up a video and get that out. And at the same time, I kind of want to get the hell to Sturgis. Either way requires me getting up pretty early. All right, so I'm about 600 odd miles away from Sturgis. Supposed to be another brutally hot day today. So I'm just gonna kind of mosey my way in that general direction, probably ride through some Native American reservations and maybe make camp out there for the night. From my spot at the wildlife management area, I prepared for a sweltering day as I headed across South Dakota. So I'm in the cool little town of Yankton, South Dakota. Just got some groceries in here, and one of the locals was telling me it's supposed to be 104. Initially, I was going to stay on the Rosebud Reservation. There's a really cool free campground out there, but I want to try to make up some time before it gets absolutely ridiculously hot. Instead of heading through Rosebud, I figured out another route which would save me about 30 minutes. Considering the forecast for the next several days, it was important for me to be as expedient as possible to minimize the amount of time I spent in the oppressive heat. If I'd wanted to be even faster, I suppose I could have just jumped on I-90, but hey, a man's got to draw the line somewhere. It's 1:43. Around here it doesn't really start to get hot until like late afternoon. So while it's still only like 96 degrees, I'm gonna go ahead and push and
try to make it to the camping place. The camping place I was just talking about is a little town park located on some Rosebud off-reservation trust land in the town of White River. There, I planned on finding some shade and resting up for the remainder of the day. All right, a little bit of a shelter out here in this city park. Found a nice green branch and went ahead and strung that up just because it's oppressively hot. So this will give me that much extra shade, kind of keep me a little cooler. It's still pretty hot, but I started getting really tired of these rotisserie chickens, man. This is like one of the cheapest protein sources I've found at like $7 or $8 for a whole chicken. But the problem with it is you get sick of it really fast. But I haven't eaten anything today. And one of the things I've found is that if I let myself get hungry enough, they actually taste pretty good. All right, a little bit of vinegar, soy sauce. All right, obviously we got a rodeo or some kind of like horse competition going on over here. I saw some of these chicks out there with lassos and roping their dogs and stuff, practicing. So I don't know, maybe they're doing something cool over there. I'm gonna see if I can sneak inside. See if I can pay for a ticket and watch what's going on. That was pretty easy.
Bred right, that's what this horse is. Bred right. Well, it's goose.
I would like to know just how that thing is bred.
Well, the pedigree on this particular fowl is a mourning dove on the top side.
Mourning dove on the top side, all right.
Yeah, and a wood duck on the bottom side.
And a wood duck on the bottom side.
Yep.
So what do you call it?
His paper name is Morning Wood. Well, I'm thinking about roping his saddle horn.
Yeah.
Letting him turn and ride.
Okay.
And then I'll turn and ride.
Okay.
And we'll just see who brings the other one to a stop.
Oh, really? You think that duck or goose,
Whatever
or
you want. This fowl
can stop that quarter horse?
tip him straight up.
Oh, gonna tip him straight up.
Hold him in the air so you folks can see the belly on this horse. I'm gonna stand him up.
All right.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Oh, no!
Money!
You got money! Oh, no. Uh-oh, he's wedged.
This will give you an idea of how far north I am. It's 10 o'clock right now, and the sun still hasn't completely set. Or I guess it has, but it's still light outside. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna start setting up some kind of a camp. I was hoping they were gonna do bull riding, but I didn't really see any bulls up there. This is kind of an interesting part of the culture around here. You know, just about every little town has a rodeo stadium. All right, I'm walking back up here. I heard them just announce the bull riding. It's almost 11 o'clock now, and it's finally dark, so I got an alarm set for 5:30, and then got one last push to Sturgis. My plans of waking up early were met in spades when at 2 a.m. I woke up to take a leak and heard one of my tent flaps flapping. When I looked outside, I felt a moment of panic as the sky was suddenly filled with dust. In an instant, the wind kicked up and my tent was flattened like a pancake with me still inside. After fumbling around for my phone and glasses, I grabbed as much stuff as I could carry and sprinted over to a nearby picnic shelter. Well, I was sleeping pretty good. Sun was kicked up. It's about 2 a.m. Kind of got this shelter, but as it is, it's coming right at me from this open side. But this is definitely better than laying on the ground inside of a collapsed tent. I learned after the fact that the winds contained in this storm had been in excess of 100 miles per hour. In South Dakota, these kind of storms are not at all unusual, and I was paying the price for letting my guard down. It's kind of a miracle, actually, because I woke up to take a leak, and all of a sudden one of my tents started flapping where I didn't have it staked down. So I started to go out and stake it, and then all of a sudden the wind just picked up and got worse and worse and worse until I was like inside of a flattened tent. Thank goodness that I woke up when I did, just in time to kind of grab the stuff I needed, specifically my glasses, my phone, but I was also able to save my tent and everything out of my tent, which is good. My tarp is probably long gone at this point, as well as my chair, but it was a good chair. Maybe I'll still be able to find it. Yeah, looking at the radar, it just looks like one of these fireballs passing through here at high speed that sort of burns itself out pretty quick. Thank goodness for this shelter. It looks like it's just absolutely pouring out there. Amazingly, I'm relatively dry, and so is my bike. It's right there. You know, it's getting a little wet, but nothing crazy. Planning on waking up early anyway. Not quite this early though. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. So much for getting on the road early. I don't really know what kind of condition this tent is in, other than those poles being pretty badly bent, but I guess we'll figure that out later. Managed to get another hour or so of sleep up here on the picnic table. I want to walk over here and just kind of see what is left, if there's anything still there that I can salvage. The lightning has just been filling up the sky. I mean, just crazy bolts of lightning all over the place. So I'm a little wary about leaving this shelter. Wow, it's kind of amazing. Looks like everything's still here. All right, that's still there, that's still there, chair.
That's South Dakota weather for you. I mean, you can check all the forecasts, but these crazy storms just kind of appear out of nowhere. Once it kicked up, as soon as I looked outside, it was just nothing but dust flying through the air. My fear was like, what if there's a tornado? What am I gonna do? You know, thank goodness it wasn't that, but everything's pretty much intact, it looks like. I'm definitely gonna have to dry some of this stuff out once I get to Sturgis, because I'm definitely not doing it now. So all things considered, even though it sucked, it could have been a whole lot worse. All right, so one last leg of the journey. I've got about 200 miles to Sturgis. I think I'm gonna avoid I-90 for this one and just take, I think it's Highway 44, which kind of goes through the Badlands. In spite of the severity of the storm, I miraculously hadn't lost anything. With my bike all packed up, I headed down Highway 44 through the Badlands. This is kind of interesting. You got these huge chunks of looks like quartz or something, some kind of rock, but there's just lots of them that almost look like shattered glass or something. And you got some interesting cacti out here. That's a cool one. Once I got to Rapid City, I stopped for gas, then made a beeline for Sturgis on I-90. Finally, after a journey which had taken the better part of 2 weeks to complete, I had made it to my destination. As always, if you enjoy this video, please hit like and subscribe. And as usual, I've included an optional donate link in the drop box for anybody that might like to contribute to this project. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the road.